Hey, welcome again on my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Chris Basedeke, and today I want us to talk. First of all, before I even start the conversation of today, before I even greet you all, my amazing viewers, make sure you give me, first of all, a like. Because anyway, you're not liking these videos. So give me a like, and then hit the subscribe button, and then now I need to clear something up. Someone was like, "Oh, Chris, what makes the difference between any other uh, masculinity coach out there in the world and yourself?" I am not a coach. I am just a social observer because anyway, that's the field that I studied for. I'm someone who holds a diploma in humanities and social sciences, which is basically what I do here. The relationships that I talk about here between men and women, these are things that exist in the social sciences world. So I am an observer and I am a thinker. Number two, I'm someone who reads a lot of books, and whatever I read in these books is what I get to pass out here to all of you who come and listen to me. So my conversation is solely based on the things that I read both in books and online, uh, and also as a co-host on a Twitter Spaces with the great Andrew Kibe whenever I have the time or whenever he has the time. I listen to stories over there and I get to pass this information out there. So that's my field. So I am within the right perimeters to come out here and say things because, yes, either I've made that observation or I have read about it and followed up to do my research. Every video that I make here is research based. It's not just random videos here and there. Well, that being said, the bigger plan is coming on the 28th of January. On the 28th of January, which is probably 27 days from now, actually 27 days from now, on the 28th of January, 28 of my subscribers are going to receive my very first product that I'm going to put out there in the market. And what are these products? This will be t-shirts. All you have to do to be a participant in it and for you to be considered, because anyway, there's too many people that watch these videos. All you have to do is comment in the comment section here. You have to be a subscriber, comment, and let me know, yes, Chris, I'm watching you from Kenya, United States of America, or if you're here in the United Kingdom with me, then just comment it and then we can arrange something, or you'd be selected. Once you're selected, then probably I'll reach out to you or I'll put my number out there, and just by the names that I'll see here online, I'm going to call out the winners. That being said, why is it important for us to have these red pill conversations here? That will be the basis of this conversation here today. Because most people think, especially the feminists, they think that the red pill message is just about men being selfish, men don't care about women, and all this kind of nonsense. But no, that has never been. It has never been the reason why we have these conversations here as brothers and the few women that are here. So the video will be divided into 4 categories. And number one, this red pill message saves a lot of marriages. People tend to think, oh no, it doesn't, Chris. What do you mean it saves a lot of marriages? And I'll tell you exactly how it saves this marriage. Because anyway, most men, we have grown up in the society where the vast majority of the people that we surround ourselves with are women. The society is very femicentric. So in a femicentric society, then men don't really know how to operate this in these gender dynamics. So when the woman throws something at the man, or not necessarily throwing something at him, but when she behaves in a certain way, most men, they don't know how to handle this. And now, when that comes to term with men who are not red pill, then they get frustrated, and that's when they become aggressive towards women. But on the contrary, men who are red pill, I do consider myself as a very red pill man. Men who are red pill. We've taken our time. We've read books and understand the dynamics between these two genders, between man and woman, and how to operate in a relationship. And because now we understand that, then we are able to uh, live with them in harmony and save marriages. Because anyway, if marriages are not saved, do you know what happens? When there is a decline in the society in marriages, it simply means now women go and live on their own with the kids, and men also go and live on their own. There's nothing wrong with men living on their own, but there's everything wrong with women living on their own without any man being in their lives. And someone might push back and say, but Chris, even women can also just be happy and independent on their own. Yeah, they can be happy and independent, but how is that going to be sustainable in the long run? Because anyway, okay, let's say, take an example, a woman who's earning, let's say, 40,000 or 50,000 Kenyan shillings, of course. And if you're in England, probably you're earning 1,500 or 600 a month. So now that you're in your 20s and in your 30s, probably you can still be able to do it, or even in your 40s. But once you're 50 and 60, your levels of energy have completely gone down. How are you going to be able to handle this family? Or how are you going to be able to take care of yourself in the later days of life? It's impossible. For me as a man, I'm okay. I can go live under a bridge and I'm okay. But for a woman to go out there in the world and now start living all alone by herself with no one to help her, and that's why there's a big rise on mental problems among our black people, or black women are leading with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, gambling, and but they're anxious all the time because anyway they don't know how to handle the pressures of life. But if a man and a woman can come together and say, okay, fine, let's come together, let's work together to build up this family for not just the sake of the kids that we have, but also for the sake of our future. Kevin Samuel, Kevin Samuels, yes, Kevin Samuels is very well known for telling black women, especially black women, of telling them, listen, you cannot even, most of you, out of maybe every 100 black women, probably 2 or 3 have enough savings that can last them in their 60s and 70s, in their later years. So, to the rest of them, he's been encouraging, I mean, he was encouraging them because anyway, he's late. May he rest in peace. He's been out there encouraging these women now. Listen, get married, you and your husband work together for the betterment of your later days. Because anyway, if they work together now, they can have a little bit of savings, probably even afford to buy a house. And now, in their later days, even when the kids are now gone out there, the two of them can hold each other's hand until the day that they die. But 1 out of 4 married, I mean, black African American in America, in America, that's where these statistics were done. 1 out of 3 has been married, and the 3 out of 4 black American women will never be married. So how can we sit down and now start pretending that yes, black women can be able to take care of themselves in their later days, and all of them are having, I mean, all of them are saying, no, there's no men to marry us. And I'm like, hold on. If 64%, according to the CDC department, if I remember the statistics properly in the book that I was reading, if 64% of these black, eligible, marriageable men are out there in the world, so how comes the black women are not looking at the possibilities of marrying these black men that are out here, who can marry them and then for them to work together to build up a family and prepare for their later days in life. How comes? Bro, listen to this. I don't like just coming up with things. It's right here. Where is that? I was reading it here today. Uh, oh, where was that? Should be able to find it. Yep, here it is. Now listen to this. You guys might think I'm making this shit up. Single, childless men. As we have seen marriage rates declining across the race in most countries worldwide, but the black community are the hardest hit. Before 1980, 80% of adult black persons were married, even during the height of Jim Crow laws. The United States Census Bureau indicates that in 2019, 51% of black men were single and childless. Yet the black women are the ones who are saying out here that there's no man to marry. Listen to this. This is statistic that was done just in the United States. And now we're going to look at how these statistics have been affected, not just in the United States, but also even in the third world countries where the whole thing is just connecting all the way down to the bottom. He continues and says, uh, most of these men, 64%, yeah, I was right, 64% of men who are earning an average of $50,000 a year want to be married. Yet, black women say there are no men to marry. The black women can't see these black men because they look at the and quote unquote high value men and overlook the average Joe. Majority of modern women, particularly educated ones, want men earning six figures who can provide for their lavish lifestyle. That's the book. Anyway, I'll link it in the description here. 64% of the men want to marry. But these black women are saying, no, if you're not making six figures, no, you're not my type. And it's a big problem, bro. I was even talking to one of my Nigerian friends here in the United Kingdom. And the brother, he's an older guy, probably the same age, or in the same age group as my father. This guy was like, Chris, for me with my children, I'm telling them, as soon as they hit 22, my girls, I'm encouraging them to find someone to marry them. Because he understands, otherwise, who is going to protect these women? And a cousin of mine was one day telling me, Chris, you know what? For me, it is yeah. So this cousin of mine was telling me, Chris, for me, I think black men are like this, black men are like this, and I'm like, listen, it's very rare, and I will be very blunt with this. I don't care. It's very rare to find the same category of this nonsense among other races, because other races they look at black men and they're like, yes. Apart from the few who have fallen into the trap of demonizing black men. But other races, be it white, be it Asians, they all look at black men and they're like, yeah, he's fine so long as he's decent, doesn't do drugs, or if he maybe alcohol a little bit, no problem. Bro, other races are looking at black men and they're like, yes, I want to have my husband. They grab them because anyway, there's a bigger shortage of men out there in the world for women who wants to be married. But no, the black woman would rather be an independent single mother of three girls, of three kids from different baby daddies. than going to submit to a black man that will show her the way. So the black man, first of all, has been demonized. But anyway, the black man is not complaining. Why would I be complaining because a girl didn't want me? No, fuck that shit. I'm okay the way I am. So the whole essence of us having this red pill conversations here is, bro, it saves marriage. Because for me now, I know uh, I will not put my woman in charge of, let's say, a bath in my house because I'm the one who decides. Yes, I want a son. And you'll hear some of these feminists depressed who cannot get men, women saying, "No, it's my body, my choice." But do you think in India a woman is telling her husband, "My body, my choice"? This man has, I mean, he's selected you amongst all the possible options that he had, and he said, "I want you, Mary, to be the mother of my children." Then you think you must be crazy, must be really crazy. But with our black women, yes, that's the case. My body, my choice. I can only have 2 kids. If my husband wants more, that is business. Is he fairly providing? Does he have his things under control? Why not give him 4 or 5? I'll even dare say it's a massive big red flag if you tell your woman, yes, I want 4 kids. And she says, I can only give you 2. Dump her. Or if you really must be with her, tell her, okay, it's fine. You can give me 2. Yes, Jessica will give me the other 2. Simple as that. Because anyway, do you think I'm going to submit to your will? Unless maybe it's life threatening. Sometimes I can understand, but just like that, no, 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 I'm not buying that bullshit. So that's why it's so important for us to focus on these red pill conversations that we have here. It saves marriages, and in return, it protects our women because our women now, there is a man there that is protecting them. And even if you're to go out there and seek, bro, one of the things that I enjoy doing in my free time here in this chair, bro, where I record is where I spend almost, I sit in this chair probably around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I leave this chair 2:30 in the morning. That's how much time I spend in this chair here, unless I'm going to work. And even if I'm going to work after work, bro, I at least I spend maybe 4 or 5 hours after work, regardless of the time that I come from work. I spend it here. And I made this observation. And you will come with me in my imagination and in the observation that I made. Go and watch Nat Geo. Because anyway, you all have just become a bunch of idiots who don't want to observe things. You just want, oh yeah, Chris said being left-handed makes you smart, and you want to run with that narrative. Where the fuck are you running with that narrative to? I was watching Nat Geo, and on this Nat Geo documentary, I was looking at the lions. And bro, watching that documentary, and then I went and I confirmed the same thing in the book. Because, bro, as a man, you should be very observant. So, in a Pride of Lion, do you know that the lions, they always die alone? Like this one that I was watching is on YouTube somewhere in the Serengeti, Nairobi. So this bunch of this pride of lion was there, and another pride came, and the leader of the pride now, who's the man, now the lion came in and they bullied them. They took one of theirs, and they make sure they hurt him to the point that this lion died. And that's how the leader was defeated by a younger cub that had just come in, very ferociously powerful. And it died like that. And the rest of the cub, they just moved into another territory. That's the life of men. Most men will die alone. And men are okay with that anyway. The same with buffaloes. When a younger one comes, yes, they kill the older one. For us men, it's just like that. The same way, even in competition. Bro, do you think if now I can compete with people my age, by the time I'm 50, 55, 60, I cannot compete again because anyway, Chris, your time is up. But with the lioness now, there's something different. With the lioness, they are protected by the male cubs. The male cubs and the female cubs, they go and hunt, and then the lioness, they die in the pride. But with the lions here, they will die alone and they will just be left there. Because even when this one was being eaten, I mean, was being bullied by these stronger lions, yeah, the rest, they just watched him being bullied there until when he died of bleeding and everything. So if if you guys just had a little bit of sense and they look at things from a very clearer perspective, you'll understand, oh shit, so this is how things operate. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. I should be able to do this. But do black women listen to this? No. They're like, I can do everything. And you even hear their red pill, weak ass nigga motherfuckers fathers telling them, yes, learn to be independent. Independent from who? From what? From when? The only independence that any black woman should be looking out there in the world is be independent from being single. Carry yourself in a nice way. Uh, don't be fat. Be physically fit because anyway, no one is going to pick you if you're fat. Don't be fat. Make sure you are physically fit. Stay attractive, and the man is going to come. And above all, you should be able to refrain your mouth and just be quiet. Don't be talking too much, showing that you know too much. I'm not interested. So, gentlemen, as you embrace this gospel of the red pill in 2025, when you're listening to me today, that should be the only condition that you have. Your woman should listen to you. And if she's not, do you still have your passport? Yes. Collect your passport and leave or show her the door. My door is on this side. Those are the only two options that you have. So even as I say this, take another observation in the society today uh, of the men of the households where there is a father and there is a mother. These kids are doing so well in school, better than the household where there is just a mother. Households where there is a father and there is a mother, kids do extremely well in school. Households where there is just a mother and there is no father, these kids, they do poorly in school. Why? And because our black, bro, this video might as well just be called my message to black women. And because our black women are still looking for this delusional independence that they are being sold to, they're like, oh yeah, I'm independent, nobody is telling me shit. But then with their selfish needs, bro, I will strongly advise any black woman, okay, if you can't stay with the man that you are with, it's okay. But please go alone and leave the kids with their father. He will do a much better job. He will check their homework. He will take care of them properly. Bro, men can take care of their own kids. That's why me, every one of my girlfriends, I just informed them, by the way, should things not work out and there is a child involved, I don't want you to go out there in the world with any burden. Leave the kid here with me. Oh, that cappuccino is very nice. Yeah, they should just leave the kids with me. Because anyway, I am more responsible. I can take care of these kids very nicely. If he's a boy, by the time he's 4 years, me and him, we go for a morning run every day. By the time he's 5 or 6 years, he start lifting small weights here and there. And then I start training him, whether it's karate, whether it's jujitsu or anything, self-defense things, things that mothers will never teach the kids. Plus, bro, you should see how girls miss their dads. Not their dads, their fathers. Bro, girls miss their fathers too much. So now, with the selfishness of the woman, she'll say, I'll keep the kids. But these girls, they don't really love you as much as they love their father. So long as the father was not a dickhead. So, madam, leave the kids with their father. Bro, in my culture, where I come from, if the woman decides to leave, she's leaving those kids with the father. Yeah, just leave them with the father. You can go and build your life out there, Isabel, but the kids are staying here with me. So, gentlemen, the whole conversation that we talked about today is something that was inspired by this book here. This is where the inspiration of this conversation came from. Jacob Elliott is a Kenyan author, a very, very interesting teacher, author. I'm going to link his book in the description, and this is not an advertisement. I just read and I tell you whichever place where I got the information from. He is a very, very great author. He's called Jacob Elliott. You can find this book on Amazon. If you're in Kenya, you can find it at Nuria or in any big bookshop. In Nairobi, I'm sure at Sarit Center, they do have them. So, whichever place you're watching me from, you can access this book. It's readily available on Amazon. And the good news is there is unplugged 1, 2, 3, I think. And look at that. It says, things our father never did not tell us. Bro, how many things did your father never told you? Bro, me, my father has never told me that treating a woman the way she's treated in movies does not work. He's never told me that. And then I went in a relationship trying to treat her the same way I saw in movies. And bro, that thing backfired on my face. So, as we've enjoyed this conversation from Jacob Elliott, it must be one of the most interesting reads that you can do in 2025. If you don't know where to start, there's a whole list of books that I've linked in the description below this video here on YouTube. Yeah, you can start from there and start learning the ways of men, start learning what it means to be a man, and open up your mind to things that are out there in the world. And to my black women, we as the black men, we love you, we treasure you, and we value you. It's high time that I'm begging you, I'm asking you all, East, West, home is the best. And don't fall for the fallacy and the lies of, oh yeah, no, there's no better man than a black man.